So this video is how I survived my senior year at Spelman College. When I tell you that was the most stressful year that I've ever had in school, in life, period. Everything from my personal life, my mental stability, my physical, everything, every aspect of my life was fucked up. And, you know, it took me prayer, talking to people to get through it. But in the end, I made it. And I'm in a much better place now. So, but during all of this negativity, like, I noticed there are changes in my body. So normally, I have the clearest skin, like just popping skin. I get these stress bumps and they were so painful. So I would try to conceal them so people couldn't see, but my skin was horrible. And then I wore a lot of protective styles because I knew my hair wasn't healthy. Like when I would comb it, it would be an excessive amount. So my hair was falling out and you know, my little edges part right here, I'm concealing them, but you know, they're falling out, like they're super weak, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to get those back in order. Had to cut my hair because it was just damaged out of beyond belief. So it was just like something has to change. Like I need to make sure that I'm putting myself first. All of the to get a number, a GPA, like to get for like don't for I'm not saying forget it, but do not put so much stress on something that is not going to mean anything later. Like, I have a job now, and they do not care about the GPA I had in college. They want to know, what can I do for them now? So just like, when you're in school, make sure that you're putting yourself first. Making sure that you're healthy mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Make sure that you have someone you can talk to, because when you're in college, you feel that sometimes you can feel like you're alone and everyone is doing their own thing. Do not compare yourself to other people. Like, do not, especially at Spelman. Like, you'll see girls who are just doing amazing things and I would support them 100%, but then it's just like I look at myself and people think I'm doing all these amazing things, but when I'm comparing myself to other people, I'm like, yeah, I could be doing this better, so I'm going to push myself and do this. But then I've neglected something that is needed in the moment, like in the present. Like, I would always think on the future instead of thinking in the present. And I think that's where a lot of seniors mess up, because we're so focused on, okay, so I need to think about grad school. I need to think about, you know, graduating, like what I'm going to do for a job, like do I need to relocate somewhere? So you have all of these factors and the school isn't making it any better. Remember the first day of school, emails, are you going to take the GMAT? Are you going to, you know, what are your plans after college? I ain't even taken a test yet. Like, I haven't even gotten a syllabus from a class. And you're already telling me something that's 9 months away. And then I really started to panic because I'm just like, I would apply for all these jobs and internships and get turned down. Like, I literally applied for like 20 things and got nothing from any of them. So I was just like, damn, like, Jesus, like, have I reached my peak? Like, this, have I hit rock? Like, am I really stupid? Like, I didn't. So, in another part of my personal, like, my grandfather was very sick. He got sick around November on Thanksgiving break. And I'm just, you know, I'm just like, here we go again. Junior year of high school all over again. He got sick and he just would not get better. So I'm just like, yep, this might be, you know, it. You know, you try to be positive about things, but it's just like when you see all of the factors and you know someone is hurting, you just don't want them to suffer anymore. So, you know, time goes by, then spring break, I'm down in Miami. And, you know, I got a ticket on the way there. So that put a damper in spring break because I'm like, how in the world I'm going to pay for a ticket? And then I FaceTime my family. And then I was like, I see the background and I'm just like, you're not at home. I was like, you're at the hospital, aren't you? And they were like, yeah, but we didn't want to call, you know, ruin your spring break. But then it was just like, it just seemed like it was something every single time. And then he got really sick. He just kept deteriorating. But then it was like 2 weeks before graduation, he was just like himself again all of a sudden. And I'm like, okay, it might be okay. So then, like a week before, I came back, I was coming back every weekend to visit him. And he was just like, he wasn't himself. He was just, he was there, but he wasn't responding or anything at all. And I was just like, yeah, my he's about to leave me. And my grandpa was like my father figure growing up. Because my father, he passed away when I was a month after my first birthday. So I didn't have my father, but I've had father figures in my life. And I'm like, I'm about to lose my second dad, you know what I mean? So that week of graduation, I was like, Grandpa, I know you hear me. I was like, I made it. I didn't do as well as I wanted to, but I did what was needed for me to get this degree. And I know he would always tell me every time he saw me, he'd be like, I'm so proud of you. Like, you made it. He was like, you my little heart. And, I know you're going to do great things. Like, I know it. And so before I left, I was like, I did what I needed to do. I'm about to go up here and get this degree. And I love you. And so I left. And on the way back up there, all this on my mind is like, my grandpa's about to go. Then I hear sirens. On the way, I'm almost at school. I get stopped by a cop again. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like, what is going on my senior year? And then he gives me a ticket. I'm just like, I'm about to lose my grandpa. I don't know how I'm gonna pay for these tickets. Like, I don't have a job really. Like, the job I have is good. It's great networking experience, but to financially take care of this stuff, like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. So I sat in my car and I cried for hours. But I was like, I cried and I prayed to God, because I knew, I was like, I can't do this on my own. And my family, they already have things that they have to worry about with my grandfather. So I need to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do to, like, alleviate some of the problems. Like, they don't need to worry about me. I'm grown enough, and I need to make sure that my actions, I take, accountability for my actions, so I can make sure that everything's okay. So then, I cry, wipe my tears, put on my strong girl face, and I keep it pushing. I go to work, and then I get a phone call from my aunt, and she's like, hey. And I was like, hey. And she was like, yeah, I think we need to go on home. I was like, I just left home. And I was like, do I need to go? Like, do I really need to go home? Do you think is that time where I need to go? She was like, yeah, I think we should all go. But when I got there, I had just cried all morning, really. And there were no tears. Like, everyone was happy and joyous. It was just like, he was not responding. It was just like he was asleep. And he would make little sounds, but I just knew he was just shutting down, But we kept a great spirit around him or whatever. So then I feel like 2 days, I know that 4 days before my graduation, he passed away. So it was just like everything was happening so quick. I was just like, I know, like, this isn't happening. This is supposed to be the best time of my life, like one of the best times. And my spirit, I was broken coming out my senior year. Like, nothing that I expected to happen happened. And I was expecting to have a job secured. I was expected to stay in Atlanta. I wanted, to, have that city girl life. But it didn't happen. I was just so sad I had to come back home, because I was just like, God, I trust you. You've brought me this far. I know you're not going to leave me. I know that your plans are way bigger than mine. So while I was here, I'm still home, of course. I have a job and everything. But, during that month where I didn't have anything, I really just sat back and just, like, analyzed my life, where I was and where I wanted to go. Trying to block out the negativity that transpired my senior year. But once I sat down and I started journaling, And I felt like that would be a way for me to like really connect with God and build my spiritual, aspect of my life. And it really did. It helped. Like, I would say thank you, what I wanted, how I would do it, and what I'm thankful for, and pray for the things that I truly wanted and the things that were surrounding me. And every day I would write the same thing and try to just be positive every day. Because senior year I was negative. I was tired of being positive Peyton all of the time. I'm very optimistic, but at some point, some people have their breaking points. And I did. And it just all boggled up senior year, and it just shattered. And I was negative. I wanted to be positive so bad and be in my spirits, because I'm the person that's always positive and I'm always giving advice, but I got tired of being positive and all of that all the time. So to just be negative, I was okay with it, but I would still have to put on this face around people so they don't see me cracking like under pressure, because I'm supposed to have everything together. I'm supposed to have everything aligned, but I just couldn't let people see me that way. And I got off social media for a while, and because I just didn't have the spirit. I didn't have the happy-go-lucky spirit. I'm slowly trying to get back into my spirits, and I'm getting better, but senior year, that was like, it was a learning experience. I learned not everyone you encounter is going to be for you. I learned that just because what you want to do is not what's meant for you. I learned that everything happens in its time. Times are going to get hard. There's no escaping it. But it's just how you get through them. Like, if you believe in God like I do, I'm not going to force my beliefs on anyone. But if you believe, pray to Him. Whatever you believe in, just make sure you stay true to it, and really just stay on top of like your mental stability, because if you're not okay, nothing around you is going to be okay. So I hope this video made sense. I hope that you've taken something out of it, and I hope that I didn't talk too much. So Americans, until next time, this is Peyton Ogletree, and I'm sorry for crying and I look red now, but it's okay because I'm so cute a little bit. So until next time, peeps.